Welcome to our viewers at Shell Spotlight here. I'm Sarah Love and I'm here with Alannah MacLean and Gabriela Coccimiglio. Sorry if I butchered your last name, Gabriela, but they are here today to talk about a really awesome initiative that I kind of heard about through the grapevine, and I think it's super awesome and I think we all should know about it, and that's why we're here today. I am working from home, so my daughter is in the background in case you hear a small child, so please forgive me for that. So welcome Alannah and welcome Gabriela. Thank you for doing the interview here today with us. So we'll get
Thank you.
started. We're here today talking about the Northern Ontario PPE for HCP. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that initiative, Alannah?
Yeah, absolutely. So given that there are shortages for PPE at this point across the globe, we were challenged by the Ontario Medical Students Association as well as the Ontario Medical Association to start up PPE initiatives to source and donate PPE that is found in communities through businesses and individuals that are no longer using it and donate it back to our frontline healthcare workers that need it as they're facing these shortages.
That's awesome. So potentially we're targeting people at home that are watching this that may have bought some that don't necessarily need it as much as these frontline workers do.
Yeah, absolutely.
So that's fantastic. That's great. And I was speaking with Gabriela earlier, and we're kind of talking about the logistics of that, because you have quite a big footprint to cover. Why don't you tell us about that?
Yeah, so we cover with our initiative, we attempt to cover all of Northern Ontario. Currently, we have about 100 volunteers working with us, and we're working in close proximity with hospitals and clinics, as well as any supply distributors in the region. So our scope kind of extends all the way from Bracebridge area to all the way to Kenora. So that's including all of our major hubs, Sudbury, Sault Ste. Marie, and Thunder Bay, and then extending all the way up to James Bay Coast as we kind of mobilize our volunteers.
Wow, that is a big part of the map to figure out. So now, if our viewers at home have this PPE, or if they know somebody that does, what are the next step for them?
So the next step would be just to get in contact with us, and we'll be able to manage the distribution of that PPE to go back to those clinics and those hospitals that need it most. We're hoping to keep our donations in the north for the north. So a donation in a community should ultimately stay in the community and go back to the hospitals and clinics that need it most. And then if there at any point that the hospital or clinic doesn't need that donation in particular, then at that point we would move it to another community that indicates that need. So far, we haven't had any donations that we've had to turn away when it comes to personal protective equipment because the need is so high.
Right. Yes, that's it seems to be all in the news lately is about this PPE that there's quite a shortage of it. So if we can get it out of people's homes that are maybe just sitting on it or stockpiling it for whatever reason, let's get it to the folks that really need it. So another arm of your initiative is also super interesting regarding 3D printing and the creation of these visors. Why don't you tell us a little bit about that?
Yeah, for sure. So through this initiative, we definitely indicated we saw a need for face shields in particular, and there's a shortage across the country, so it's absolutely impossible to get these. And through collaborating with engineering groups, so specifically with us to start, we're working with Lakehead Engineering as well as the Caris Group. They have a group of interested people who want to help with 3D printing and have developed some prototypes of face shields that can be used that are kind of going through the approval process and the prototyping process with doctors at the Thunder Bay Regional Hospital at the moment. So if we're putting out a public call to anybody who has a 3D printer in Northern Ontario to collaborate with this group, and we can give you the prototypes and the designs to start printing these face shields so that we can donate these back to our clinics and our hospitals.
That's amazing. That's so cool. So people potentially could be sitting at home watching this right now with a 3D printer and they can support you guys.
Absolutely.
Excellent. So another part of that is something that just recently came up, not recently, but as of the last day or so, um, face masks, people sewing these masks. Apparently now we're supposed to be wearing them when we go out grocery shopping and things like that. So you're doing a bit of a drive for that as well.
Yeah, so we've done a lot of research to research the designs for masks, gowns, and caps that either can go to hospitals or clinics, or that can be worn for patients that are sitting waiting in the hospital to wear these masks. So we're looking for any volunteers, again, in the community to that have a sewing machine, would like to help and donate their time and their supplies to creating these masks, gowns, and caps. And then we can connect them with the hospitals and clinics that have indicated that they would take those back.
Now, that's amazing because I know I even on my own Facebook group, I know a lot of people that have sewing machines and they're getting crafty, so they're sewing all kinds of little masks, whether it's just for the family or their friends. So these people can really participate and really make a change. Now, what I have heard is there is particular ones that you're looking for. There is a particular design. Do you have something like that you could share with them that is the one that you're looking for?
Yeah, so we have a couple of best practice designs that we've researched through and just try to combine all the information that's out there, because there is so much information, and really there's nothing that's, especially with hand sewn masks, there's not really anything that's going to stop the spread of the virus, but it will help mitigate some of the risks associated with it. And especially with clinics and hospitals, we want to be sure that if they run into a situation where they absolutely run out of any of the medical grade masks or the masks that they should have available to them, that they have this backup that's not going to stop the spread of the virus, but it is at least going to uh, help with some of those risks.
Right. That's great. So people can find if they want to participate, they can reach out to you and they can get that template or
Yeah,
design.
absolutely. Yeah,
Fantastic.
we have those available on our website.
Perfect. And then there is, of course, with doing all this kind of work that you're doing, there is some sort of costs involved. And in a perfect world, we'd love to be able to do this out of our own pocket and carry on, but obviously that's not realistic. So you are doing some sort of fundraising just to kind of cover your costs. What do you tell us about that, Gabriela?
Yeah, absolutely. So, as Alannah mentioned, there will be some costs associated with transferring PPE donations from one community to another if there is a need in one community, but not the community that that donation came from. So, there are costs associated with shipping. And then, in addition, with the manufacturing and production side, there are costs for the materials associated with that. So to help with those operational costs, we've created a GoFundMe page. And we've also been given a grant by the Canadian Federation of Medical Students.
That's great. So the GoFundMe page, we really want to get that out to as many people as possible in Northern Ontario, so they can help support you. You do have a goal right now, but obviously if demand increases, your goal will increase with that.
Absolutely.
Excellent. Now, is there anything here that we didn't cover that you want to get out to the folks at home?
Yeah, we just on the manufacturing side for another public call out. If you want to get involved, certainly reach out to us at our email that we will list. And the other thing is that if you have any PETG or PLA plastic filament that can be used for 3D printing or PETG plastic sheets at home, we can absolutely make use of those through 3D printing or cutting. So those are absolutely needs that we have at the moment. And then if you have any of this PPE at home, surgical masks, N95 masks, gloves, even baby monitors that are sitting at home and they're not being used, please consider donating them to our efforts here.
Baby monitors. Okay.
Yep, baby monitors. We wouldn't be able to return them, but we are facing shortages of them.
Okay, good to know. So just the ones like the video ones that you put in the baby's room, and then you have yours. Does it have to be audio? Does it? Can it be either? Is what I'm saying. I guess.
Yeah, we'll take them all. Yeah.
Awesome. Good to know. Excellent. So I bet you
Yeah.
there's a few basements out there with some old baby stuff kicking around in there. So take a look through and help in any way you can. Thank you so much, Alannah. Thank you so much, Gabriela. I think it's an amazing thing that you're doing and very needed. So thanks again, and thank you for taking the time to do this interview with us.
Thank you for having
Yeah.
us.
Thank you, Sarah.